Halifax, less than 6 months after the Humboldt Broncos bus crash claimed 16 lives, one of its survivors will lace up his skates as a varsity player at a maritime university this fall. Nick Shumlanski, 21, recently signed on to play for the University of Prince Edward Island (P.E.I) Panthers in Charlottetown starting in September. Humboldt Broncos Nick Shumlanski is embraced by a mourner during a vigil on April 8. Jonathan Hayward, the Canadian Press, "I'm excited to play again," Nick Shumlanski told the Charlottetown Guardian in an interview last week. "It will be nice to get back on the ice for some real hockey," contributed Humboldt Broncos, and the team's head coach said he's ready to offer whatever support the young forward might need in the wake of his experience. "It's my job to make sure that all of our players are living their best mental life," Forbes McPherson said Monday. Read more. Article continued below. Families relieved as charges laid against Calgary truck driver in Humboldt Broncos bus crash. Opinion. Post-Humboldt crash, we should start changing intersections to roundabouts. Humboldt Broncos Ryan Strashnotski in talks with Calgary Flames about potential job opportunity. He added his team has helped other players through personal challenges in the past, but the level of publicity around the Broncos differentiates Shumlanski. "The fact is, if Nick needs support, we just most likely know what the reason is." Shumlanski's new community in P.E.I. will undoubtedly know some of the details of his story before he arrives. The same will hold true for the other 6 league teams, including 4 in Nova Scotia, the Dalhousie Tigers, St. Mary's Huskies, Acadia X-Men and St. Francis Xavier X-Men. En route to a playoff game April 6, a bus carrying the Humboldt Broncos junior hockey team collided with a transport truck on a rural Saskatchewan highway. 16 died as a result of the crash, including 10 players, 2 coaches, a statistician, a radio announcer, the driver of the bus, and the team's athletic therapist. Article continued below. Shumlanski, one of 13 survivors, was the first of the injured team members to be released from hospital. Just 2 days after the accident, he attended a vigil in Humboldt with a visible bruise on his face, but no major injuries. Earlier this month, the 29-year-old driver of the transport was arrested and charged with 16 counts of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing death, and 13 counts of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing bodily harm. He has since been released on bail while he awaits his next court appearance. Miles Shumlanski looks around a makeshift memorial at the intersection of a fatal bus crash near Tisdale, Sask, Tuesday, April 10, 2018. Shumlanski's son Nick was one of the survivors of a fatal bus crash. Jonathan Hayward, the Canadian Press, former NHL player Colby Armstrong grew up in Saskatchewan, and even once tried out for the Humboldt Broncos in his youth, he said on a Hockey Night in Canada broadcast the day after the crash. Now an analyst for Sportsnet, Armstrong connected with some of the survivors later in April, including Shumlanski. It was on Armstrong's recommendation that McPherson first looked at Shumlanski as a potential recruit. McPherson said much of Shumlanski's recruitment was unremarkable. They talked about the culture of Charlottetown, the academics at UPEI and, of course, hockey. All of those things were very similar or typical of every prospective student-athlete, said McPherson. Obviously the part that was different was very significant, and it was something that we had to discuss, he said, adding that he wanted to make sure UPEI was a good fit for Shumlanski, based on his experience of this horrific tragedy. We had to make sure that both him and his family were comfortable and excited and interested in the possibilities of coming to Prince Edward Island. McPherson said he thinks the gentle island will be the perfect place for Shumlanski to continue his life after the tragedy. "I just feel like the people of Prince Edward Island will kind of embrace Nick and make him one of their own," he said. Star Metro asked for an interview with Shumlanski, which he declined. He spoke with the Charlottetown Guardian last week, but McPherson said Shumlanski is now looking to maintain his privacy. "I'm excited to play again," he told The Guardian. "It will be nice to get back on the ice for some real hockey," he added. "I hear a lot of the guys say that you have to kind of carry on the victim's destiny, and I feel like that's something that I am doing as well. I still want to play hockey and do it for the boys as well," he said. Some of his fellow crash survivors are also continuing with their hockey careers. Matthew Gomersick and Bryce Fisk, both former Broncos who were injured in the crash, are going to play for the University of Ontario Institute of Technology in Oshawa. Others are still working on their physical recovery. The crash paralyzed Ryan Strashnotski from the waist down. He can't feel or use his core muscles, meaning he's had to relearn how to balance his upper body. Strashnotski finished a rehabilitation program at the Philadelphia Shriners Hospital earlier this month, and returned home to Airdrie, Alta. McPherson said Shumlanski hasn't decided what he'll study at P.E.I, but he's leaning toward business. He'll be joining at least 7 other rookies on the team. Taryn Grant is a Halifax-based reporter and a freelance contributor for Star Metro. Follow her on Twitter, @TarynLgrant.